Alright, so today we're going to be making some Instant Pot spaghetti. This is the recipe that I'm using. Feel free to tweak as you like. First, we're going to start off by setting your pot to saute, and you're going to put about 3 tablespoons of oil in there and let that heat up until it's nice and hot. While it's doing that, go ahead and chop up some onions and some garlic. I have about half of an onion and about 2 tablespoons of garlic. I love garlic, so you want to get that in there and get it nice and cooking until it starts to soften up a little bit. You don't want to overcook it, because it's also going to cook with meat. So after you've cooked that down for a little bit, you're going to throw in your seasonings and your spices. Just for kicks, I'll let you guys know I use some oregano, some basil, some paprika, all kind of stuff. Throw it in there, and you want to cook it until it's nice and fragrant. You can use whatever you like. It's totally up to you and your taste, but I'll put my recipe down below. So after you've did that for about a minute or so, you're going to throw in your beef. I used about 2 pounds of 90/10 beef. If you use a fattier one, you might want to drain it. And you're going to chop that up in there and cook it. Make sure all the onions and the garlic and all the seasonings is very well combined with your meat. That way your meat is going to get all that flavor. At this point, you're going to toss in some salt and pepper and season more if you think you need it. Make sure you taste it so you don't over salt it. Now right here, some people use 4 cups of water. I'm using 4 cups of beef stock, and we're just going to go ahead and pour that in there. It should look something like this. It looks a little crazy, but do not worry. It's all going to work out just fine. So go ahead and pour that in there and mix it up really good. So now this is what it's kind of looking like, hamburger soup right now. This is exactly what you want it to look like, and that's totally fine. So now you're going to go get 1 jar of sauce. I used a 24-ounce jar of whatever sauce that you want. Go ahead and pour that in there. I did go back and add a little bit more to my jar just so I can get all those bits out of there. So you're going to use 1 jar of sauce and then about a half jar of water to get it all out of the jar. Go ahead and mix that in, and still it's looking like hamburger soup, but that is exactly what it's supposed to be looking like right now. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the spaghetti. Now you're going to take your spaghetti, I use 12 ounces, and you're going to break them in half, and then you're going to start to layer them in like a crisscross pattern. I don't know, this is just the way I do it, but if you guys want to do it some other way, feel free to try it and let me know how that works out for you. But it should look something like this when you get done, and you want to keep it in the center so it don't stick. At this point, you're going to put your lid on, put it to sealing, make sure it's on ceilings, that way you can build up some pressure, and you're going to go ahead and leave it alone. You're going to hit your pressure cook button real quick, and you're going to go ahead and set this for about 7 minutes. That's right, you guys. Once this comes up to pressure, it's going to cook in 7 minutes. Super, super easy, super, super quick. And it shouldn't take very long because you just got done cooking in this pot, so it should already be a little bit hot. Okay, so now at this point, it's going to start its countdown, and you just sit back, look at the mess you made, go ahead, get all that stuff cleaned up. That way you don't have to worry about it later. And I did use a lot, as you guys can see, all my seasonings. Now, after that 7 minutes is up, you're going to go ahead and switch it to venting. Be careful so you don't splatter on yourself, but make sure you set it to venting. And then you're going to sit there until the pin drops. At this point, once the pin drops, you're free to open up the pot. Please stand back. Make sure you don't get any steam on yourself. And it's going to look a little watery at first, you guys. You see what it's looking like right here? So now's the time to get in there and stir it up. Stir it up really good. Now, you can go ahead and eat this as it is, but at a minimum, let it sit for 10 minutes and it'll thicken up. I let mine go a little bit longer so it thickened up more, and this is what it looked like when it was done. Fresh spaghetti in the Instant Pot. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Let me know how you like it.